Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Hand of Fate 2. In the previous episode we finished the wheel, freeing the Fates from their eternal prison and completing the second to last card of Malacalypse's quest. And in this episode we will not be taking on Justice. Yes, because we are now exactly halfway through the entirety of the game, and I figured that now would be the best time to start farming some tokens, completing some companion quests, because by the end of the game, we're going to need to have finished those companion quests if we intend to get golden tokens on all of the challenges, which I do intend to do. Now, I personally think that one of the best places to farm tokens and companion quests is the Emperor. It is a singular map. You don't have to worry about, oh, I missed out on this because the encounter I needed to complete this card happened on a separate level. And it is early enough in the game that the enemies are not going to be challenging. Now, I say it is one of the best, but not the best, primarily because the Emperor does not allow you to bring Brimstone cards along. So, and, well, there is one companion quest that does require us to bring that is a Brimstone card. So, I'd say for that one, go for the Hero font. Now, I will tell you this right now, I am going to use Cheat Engine to give myself a ton of gold and a ton of food. I know, it's cheating, but that is to ensure that I make it to the challenge. Now, I'll be doing that off screen. Now, I won't be showing each and every, or getting to the cards. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut away until I find those cards. Now, let's see. Companion? Let's get Mal in here. Yeah, I know. As for encounters, let's first swap over to tokens. Let's see, Alchemist is good. Grimalkin. Oof. Never seen that one because in my personal playthrough it was part of a set that was already unlocked because it came from a because it was from a preview build that already had the first eight, I believe, cards completed, or challenges completed. Let's see, add in Burning Building, because we haven't gotten that one yet. Get rid of... Actually, Fork in the Road could be useful. Can't bring along Deadly Forest, so... Let's get rid of Cartographer and Bridge Skirmish. And let's see, let's just go over to all. Get Man of the World, that is insanely useful. And, God, what was the one I wanted to add back in? Was Fork in the Road, I believe. Where is it? There it is. Good map reveal. Now, Man of the World will reveal everything, so it kind of makes these a little obsolete, but I'm not guaranteed to find this one early. Okay, got Mal's, got Burning Building, Grimalkin, yep. Now, as for equipment, I highly recommend having the Let's see, what has tokens? Archer's Bane, can't get that one. Billy Clubs could be useful. Dark Thirst, no. And Jousting Armor, I can't get on this one. I highly recommend having Grifter's Companion and Felvin's Favor. Two of my favorites, which I'm surprised the dealer did not comment on. As for armor or weapons, I'd say toss in anything you really want.
I guess that card is one of your favorites. I don't see the appeal.
Well, I do. Let's see, oh wait, I've already reached my platinum limit. I guess I'll toss in Dark Thirst just to have a heavy. Ends a turn, why not? And there we go. Let's see, supplies. Not really gonna need food because I'm just gonna cheat some in. So I'll toss it aside and get the buckler just to show off what that is, I believe. Yeah. When it comes to Kolbjorn's quest, I'm going to be taking Fate's Path, just because a lot of his need blessings. But that's, I'd say, for another episode. So, let me just make sure. Yep. And yep. Okay, I will see you guys once I've either reached a card with a token or Malocalypse's card.
If you fail to take tokens with you, you will lose the opportunity to open new cards. Even so, too many tokens can weigh you down and make your challenges harder.
Okay, everybody, we're back. I managed to find a Man of the World, which has revealed the entire map. Now, I know where Burning Building and Alchemist are, and I do have Felvin's Favor, but I have yet to acquire the Grifter's Companion, so I'm going to hold off on doing those two. Now, there is something that I forgot to mention, but I know we're only halfway through the game, but I'd like to get started on this. In the description below, there is a link to a straw poll, wherein you will be able to vote on what our next project will be. So I'd like you guys to go into that link and vote on what our next project's going to be. Oh, let's get into Market Thief and hope we can pull this off.
Can you claim this token?
The Market Bazaar is a hive of activity. Traders from across the lands call out to passers-by to sell their wares. As the sun beats down on the crowded street, you pause briefly to draw water from a fountain. You feel something tug on the inside of your tunic. Turning quickly, you discover a pickpocket making off with some of your belongings. You jump to your feet and catch a glimpse of the thief as they weave through the crowd. Let's go this one. Okay, regular success. Oh, alright, you sod. Keep your darn stuff, the thief mutters as they drop your belongings to the ground. As you gather up your things, the thief runs off, back into the crowd. Darn it. Did the huge success for that. I'm not going to be buying the relics because I don't want the curses. Anyways, Kira's right there, so I'll see you guys once I get to it. Hopefully with this fight I'll have gained the Grifter's Companion. Welp, still haven't gotten the Grifter's Companion. But we have made it to the Cure, the final of
this tale ends.
The final of Malocalypse's quest. Malocalypse's condition worsens on your journey back to the Underneath. You must stop often for rest, and his usual chatty lute playing is replaced by a somber silence. Finally, you arrive at the familiar stone entrance by the lake. But the doorway is wide open, and the bespectacled ogre is lying in a pool of his own blue blood. The ogre wheezes, "Get away!" Just 5 skulls, no biggie. Oh, by the way, one thing I forgot to mention about the buckler is that every time you defend, not riposte, but just defend, you gain a charge on your weapon. Very handy. It also has shield reflect, so if you're looking to farm the Archer's Bane, it can be useful, but only if you manage to come across some musketmen. Well done! A robed woman draped in bone charms rounds the corner. A necromancer. You must be Malocalypse, and you his mercenary companion. I was warned about you. She bows mockingly. Have you come to stop me from ending the lives of the little rats who scurry in this sinkhole? Who are you? She laughs, a chilling, hollow sound. By many accounts, I am nobody, merely a killer for hire. Who sent you? Why, the Empire, of course. The necromancer steps closer, fiddling with her bone amulets. You really think you could waltz into an Empire fort and steal those precious mage children away without them noticing? There's an enticingly high price on your heads, and a high price on mage heads in general. Once I've taken yours, I'll descend into the underneath and collect every last one. Why would you want to kill those hiding in the underneath? Can you not feel the winds of time changing? Apocalypse of the Veil. The seers whisper of it. I've no intention of being on the wrong side of history, do you? Oh, come on, do you really think that they're going to let you live, even if you kill all these mages? Apocalypse grimaces. You are on the wrong side of history, sister. History is penned by the victors, hedge mage. Now, the Emperor did not gift me lizard man bone dust to waste my time up here while I could be down there spilling mage blood. Necromancer raises her arms and the undead crawl out of the earth to surround you. No horde? Though, as I recall correctly, necromancers typically come with a horde of skulls. Yep. Death Mage. The Death Mage revels in this land, tipping ever more into chaos. Use Bash to break through their gruesome armor. Yeah, here's the thing when it comes to necromancers. Don't bother focusing on their skeletons before taking her out, because she can just cast a spell to resurrect them. Quote unquote. Instead, what I recommend doing is beating on her until she gets that armor up. Then take care of the skeletons. She cannot raise them back up while in her armor. But bear in mind that they do slowly regain health as they do so. Now, if you really have to take care of any skeletons, I'd recommend taking out the bomb ones just because their attacks are unblockable. And there's the other 5. Come on. Yeah, see what I mean about that spell to raise the dead? This is why I recommend just beating on her, until her bone armor is up. And then take these guys out so you can bash on her uninterrupted. Though it doesn't look like her health is going back up. Not sure if that was a glitch in the one I encountered later on. But, no wait. Yeah, I see it slowly going back up. Never mind, forget what I said. Get a nice chunk of health off of her. And back to the beatdown. All in all, death mages aren't really all that tough as they don't have any attacks of their own. Their major threat comes from the fact that they have skeletons to back them up. No, you don't. Did she have some sort of metal object sticking straight out of her back? I really hope that was just part of the rope, because that looked painful. Now, unfortunately, we're not done yet. Suddenly, Apocalypse doubles over in pain, clutching his arm. Ira! The cure! You carry Apocalypse through the stone entrance into the underneath. He coughs blood onto his collar. A few steps into the tunnel, you meet Ira. She takes one glance at Apocalypse's face and immediately understands. Apocalypse is as pale as a sheet and his eyes are bloodshot. Ira, please, the potion! Oh, Mal, I have lied to you. Apocalypse stares in horror, blood leaking from his mouth. What are you saying? She raises a hand and cups his face with the tenderness of a lover. The only cure is removal. The whole limb is infected, Mal. It has to go. Apocalypse begins to sweat through his surcoat. He tears at the bindings of his sleeve to reveal the affliction spreading up his arm. Glowing green pustules encrust his hand and wrist. The extent of his affliction is now gruesomely apparent. He gives a strangled sigh and promptly passes out. Ira unsheathes the curved silver dagger from her belt and hands it to you. We don't have much time. I must fetch a blood-binding potion or he will simply bleed to death. Do not falter. If the corruption spreads to his neck, then he is lost. Then Ira hurries down into the underneath. You must remove the infected limb from him, or for him. The corruption is creeping quickly past his elbow.
The pendulum is ever-changing, and the challenges it presents change too.
You drive the dagger down and miss. The mage convulses violently, blood pouring from his mouth and eyes. There we go. Yeah, some pendulums you do want to do quickly.
Well.
The surgical dagger is impossibly sharp. It cuts cleanly through Malacalypse's arm, through tendon, muscle, and bone. Still, your friend does not move. Feel sick to your stomach as you desperately try to staunch the bleeding. At last, Ira arrives, potion in hand. Some days later, Malacalypse comes to. He stares at the empty healing vials and jars of curative salves that surround his sickbed, and rasps for a flagon of wine. When he is well enough, through sorceries and blood magics you don't quite understand, Malacalypse is gifted a new arm. It glows bright green and is smooth and transparent like glass. Malacalypse flexes his new limb with a sad look on his face. Thank the gods the Empire isn't hunting mages right now, or this would be quite the beacon indeed. After a few more days, fully supplied with wine and the disgusting caveberry cakes ubiquitous in the underneath, we both trudge up the tunnel to the surface. Malacalypse is silent as you walk. So, how about that arm? Malacalypse flexes his new glowing limb. It feels stiff and tingles painfully. What about the corruption? I made a terrible mistake. It was concocted by a few desperate ones to stop the Empire from culling all of us, but it backfired horribly. Those who didn't die were infected, and stops himself from telling you something. Pats you on the back instead. When you're older, I'll tell you the rest of the story. Okay, what about the Empire? It is true that the Emperor himself is consorting with mages to cull mages, and that is a rather flawed and terrifying plan. It may be all codswallop, though. Necromancers are known to harbor big heads, unlike the smaller, more humble heads of regular mages like myself. Or like me. So what are you gonna do now? I could have died. It's a funny thing to think about. Malacalypse runs his new hand across the surface of a powerful spellbook. A parting gift from Ira. I suppose since it will be difficult to hide this beacon attached to my body, I'll have to abandon the bard disguise. Thought suddenly crosses his mind. Except in taverns. Have you ever seen a mage successfully woo a pretty bar maiden? I haven't.
A reward well earned.
You bet your ass it was well earned. No, I'm not getting the relic. Okay then. There are 2 more dangerous wilds where I could potentially get the Grifter's Companion, and I really am going to need it for the Alchemist and the Burning Building. Okay, I'm going to cut it here, take care of those 2 dangerous wilds, hopefully get the ring, and I'll see you guys back at Grimalkin, and then we're going to take care of the Burning Building and the Alchemist. See you guys then. Okay, everybody, we are back. I did manage to get the Grifter's Companion on the very last of the Dangerous Wilds, so let's go take care of Grimalkin.
Getting oneself lost is often the beginning of wisdom. We cannot stay within the bounds of safety and hope to learn there.
After hours of wandering the forest, you finally admit to yourself that you are, in fact, lost. As you rest on a comfortable log, an enormous black cat saunters by and plops herself in front of you. She licks her paw for a moment, then stops and stares at you with golden eyes. Let's feed her. and of course we get the one failure. You reach out to give her a scratch behind the ears, but she swipes at you with her claws and prances away into the shrubs. Big ears. One failure card, and I managed to get it. No matter. There's going to be more than enough time left over that I can try that again. I'm not going to be starting another companion quest, because I want to save that for the next episode, because outside of Estrella's, which we only got the first one done, we pretty much have full quests to take care of. You hear shouting up ahead. As you make your way down the cobbled street, you see lights flickering on the road in front of you. As you approach, you see a building, flames and smoke billowing out of its upper room windows. The crowd has formed outside, passing buckets of water between one another to temper the blaze. As you push your way through the crowd, you see a woman frantically pleading to the villagers. "Please, help! My family is in there! Anyone, please help! Let us brave the fires."
I'm not a vain man. You must appreciate that this game, has been my focus for more years than I can count. I have a certain pride regarding its twists and turns.
Through a haze of smoke, you find the woman's youngest daughter crying under a bed. You coax her out, scoop her up, and carry her out of the blaze. The villager rushes to your aid. "Thank you, brave adventurer. I can take it from here. Be warned, the building is not safe. It will soon collapse." We're gonna have to return if we want to get that token. Let's get rid of this huge failure. We got the injury, but we do have Grifter's Companion to help us with this. You find the woman's
help.
You find the woman's son attempting to find his way out through the smoke and flames. Grabbing his hand, you lead him back through the building to safety. Once more. Get rid of the huge failure. Come on, land nearby at least. Yes. Slumped in the corner of a room, you find the woman's husband. You put his arm over your shoulder and quickly make your way out of the inferno. As you emerge, the woman and her children rush to the man's side and embrace him. "Thank you, adventurer. You have saved my family from certain death," the woman says. Well, at least that's one other token we've gotten. "While our possessions have been destroyed and we will never be able to repay you, know that we will speak of your deeds here today for as long as we all shall live." Alright, go for the last token of the Alchemist.
Alchemy is one of the pure arts. That says little for its practitioners, however.
Countless jars and obscure artifacts cluster the room. On a central workbench, a peculiar glass beaker simmers over a flame. "Ah, I see you found my laboratory then," a voice exclaims. From behind a pile of dusty books, a robed figure emerges, clad in a pointy hat and pair of thick spectacles. "Here to create the elusive elixir of life? Or perhaps it is gold you desire. All is possible through alchemy." "Alas, I have yet to prove that such things are indeed possible. No matter. Say, would you care to assist me with my experiment?" "Sure, why not? That's why I'm here." "Very well, let's begin. Take a jar and place its contents in the beaker," he says as he dips his quill in an inkwell and prepares to write. "Remember, you must keep the elixir pure." You take a jar from the shelf and unscrew the lid. Now, what he's saying is true. We have to keep the elixir pure, which means we have to keep it the same color. Now, if we get all 3 blues, then we will gain fame. If we gain all 3 yellows, we will gain gold. But in order to gain the token, we must get all 3 reds. Now let's start by removing the blue beetles. Nope, and I am good with that. Now, it will be more difficult to land specifically on the red stuff, as the red things will be removed, but the blue and yellow will remain, even if we've removed them previously with Felvin's favor. The jar contains a collection of red feathers. You place one in the beaker and it dissolves instantly. The clear liquid gains the faintest tint of red. Excellent, the alchemist says as he scrawls feverishly in his ledger. Now pick another. You reach for the next jar. Yeah, see, the blue beetle is returned. Let's get rid of the blue feathers and try to go for the red mushrooms. Yeah, got it. The jar contains dried red mushrooms. You sprinkle a handful into the beaker and they dissolve instantly. The red elixir intensifies. Remarkable, the alchemist mutters as he continues to write in the ledger. This is looking promising. Now pick one more. And we're gonna have to get the red beetles next, so bye-bye, blue beetles. No matter. This is why I got the Grifter's Companion. As you add the red beetles, the mixture glows an intense red, lighting up the room. Eureka! The alchemist's eyes grow wide with excitement. The fabled elixir of life! He eagerly dips a large ladle into the glowing liquid and holds it out to you. Here, drink it. Well, that's not going to do me much good because I'm about to forfeit. The red liquid is sweet like honey and warm like sunshine, refreshing as a seaside breeze. You hear the sound of gulls and children laughing for a moment, and for a moment your troubles are abolished. Your mind clears and you find a newfound strength and hardiness about you. The alchemist thanks you profusely for your assistance before returning to his ledger to make more notes. So, we still have about just over 4 minutes left, so I'm going to show off what's in these tokens, and then I'll cut back to when I've gotten to Grimalkin or the Market Thief successfully. For saving Malaklips from the corruption we gain the Underneath as a place we can return to, and the Magician. Yes, even our companions can be platinum. You have unlocked these encounters. Bitter Winter, I believe that's from the Burning Building. Oh, actually, yeah, it's definitely from the Burning Building. It could come from. We're discovering the elixir of life we gain. Lion Heart. Now, if for some odd reason you haven't been able to complete the Strength Challenge, this is an item you'll definitely want. It does two things when used. One, it gives you 30 health, and two, it increases your maximum life by 3 points per usage. And it has 5 uses. But with that, I will be back once we have returned to Grimalkin or the Market Thief successfully. See you guys in a moment. Okay, we're back with Grimalkin. Hopefully we can do better this time. There we go. A wondrous wander lost in my neck of the woods, she purrs. I will show you the way. You chase her up a hill, and from this vantage point, you see the path ahead. None of which reveals where the Market Thief is.
Well done.
But at least I got the token out of it. Okay, I'll see you guys once I've gotten to the Market Thief. Hopefully successfully. Well, unfortunately, once more, we couldn't get the Market Thief's token. But we did manage to get a couple of others. Well, one other. We managed to get the Grimalkin token, which gives us Fields of Fey. That's a rather handy one. If you can get the wheel just right. Okay. I'm going to rearrange my deck. Actually, you know what, guys? I'm going to call it there for this episode. It may or may not be a little short of our usual time limit. And when we come back tomorrow, we're going to try taking on Ariadne's companion quest. Plus, with her ability, she can help us out with the Market Thief. So, with that, if you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Oh, and don't forget to go to the straw poll to vote on the next Let's Play we'll be doing. Thanks for watching.